I was like, ooh, Secrets of Snow, and then I like.
Ooh, I thought it was going to be Tom Clancy type. Yeah, you know, one bar. I couldn't do a search. I should have. Wait till Monday. Can you wait till Monday? Next time I'm waiting till Monday.
I didn't pick this book either. I had a list, and I went through all of the books and read up on each of them. And then I like picked out a few, and this was on my list actually originally, and that was 2. But then when I looked into them, they got narrowed down a bit. And then how I got the book was then after I picked the book and I knew that I had 15 dogs, I went on vacation to Nova Scotia, and I went down to Wolfville to the Minas Basin, and I found this little store, and it was a bookstore, and I went in, and there it was. So I picked it up so I could read it on my vacation, be well versed on the book by the time I got back. And now I'll keep it forever because it's such a good book.
Well, my book selection process was even less complicated. So I was at this Rotary Club meeting. Tara and Dominic were there, and they said, "Would you like to be part of this?" I said, "Sure." And when they said that, I thought, like I was going to get a children's book that's that thick.
I did.
So I showed up to the library and I got one that's that thick. And I didn't pick anything. Tara got it for me, and I think because I come to the library often enough and ask.
My story is totally different. When the board was up there for suggestions for Hinton Reads, I wrote down Anne of Green Gables as a suggestion. And so then when the time came for people to champion books, I thought, well, if I can write it down as a suggestion, I sure as heck better be able to champion it. So I did. And I wrote it down because I knew that they were looking for titles for adults and for children, and I actually thought that this would be appropriate for either or. And so I put that down, and I firmly believe that children should be exposed to the classics as well as sort of the more newer style children's works. And yeah.
That actually sounds like the best answer so far.
So yeah, I made the suggestion, I chose it, it's my book to champion.
Well, I'm awfully glad you said that, Stuart, because we have very similar stories. I walked in and wrote it on the board because I loved it, and when the email came out, I said, yes, I will champion that because I wrote it on that board and I loved it. And as to how I got the book, I was walking through chapters and I caught this quote at the top of the book, an illuminating work of massive insight by Alan Moore, who I have such huge respect for. He's written a lot of my favorite graphic novels and really interesting a person in general. And for him to say something like that, I was like, all right, I'll give that a shot then. And it was amazing. Had to tell everybody about it.